Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuhu from the INH Center for Islamic Eschatology in Fez, Morocco. And I'm happy to present Sheikh Imran Hussein's work explaining Israel's mysterious imperial agenda as an audiobook. And before that, a short essay from the same book entitled Gog, Magog, and Jerusalem. In Surah Al-Kahf, the chapter of the cave, chapter 18 of the Quran, as well as in prophetic commentary, Gog and Magog are described as two people created by Allah Most High and endowed with awesome power. None but I can destroy them, said Allah. They had to be contained behind an iron barrier because they used their power for evil ends, to commit fasad, acts of wickedness, oppression, and corruption. The Quran also implied that they would use power to wage war on those who lived lives of faith and righteousness, and that they would act malevolently against those who lived the primitive way of life, or who eked out a bare subsistence living. Thus, the picture emerged of people who had the hearts of beasts. The Quran went on to inform that when the last age commenced, Allah would bring down the barrier, and Gog and Magog, who are a major sign of the last age, would be released into the world. They would eventually spread out in every direction, indicating that with their invincible power, they would take control of the whole world, and that for the first time in history, one people would rule all of mankind. But since that world order would witness oppression and war on religion, it would be in total conflict with the heavenly order above. No believer could possibly be comfortable with mainstream society in such a world. In the chapter entitled Al-Anbiya, the Prophets, chapter 21, the Quran referred one more time to Gog and Magog, while making mention of a town that Allah destroyed and its people expelled and banned from returning to reclaim their town until Gog and Magog had been released and had spread out in every direction. Those whose spiritual vision is illumined by light that comes from Allah Most High can recognize both the town and the Gog-Magog world order. That light gives them the capacity to penetrate the internal reality of things. The town is Jerusalem. Allah Most High destroyed that town and expelled the Jews from it. They were then banned from returning to it to reclaim it as their own. Today, they have returned and have reclaimed it as their own, but they have done so while riding the backs of an essentially godless people whose power is such that they have taken total control of the whole world, and who relentlessly use that power to oppress mankind and to wage war on Islam in general and on Arabs in particular. From the time of medieval Euro-Christendom to the age of modern secular Western civilization, Europe has progressively displayed the characteristics of the world order of Gog and Magog, and has also fulfilled their basic mission. European people in Europe, North America, and in the Holy Land today control the whole world. They use power to oppress and to corrupt. They liberated the Holy Land and brought the Jews back to it to reclaim it as their own. They created the secular, godless state of Euro-Israel and presented it to the non-European Jews as David's holy Israel. It is an indication of the utter spiritual blindness of the non-European Jewish people that they allowed themselves to be deceived and led down the road to their final destruction by Gog and Magog. Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings of Allah Most High be upon him, has provided additional information on Gog and Magog. For example, he said, none of them dies without leaving 1,000 more behind. And so the reality of contemporary globalization that is taking mankind to the greatest slavery of all can now be understood.